Okay, so Facebook won't let me be great. They won't let me take a live. They keep crashing my lives like 3 minutes in. It doesn't matter what internet I have, it seems. So I'm going to pre-record this video because I'm going to get the message out. Mr. Lonnie C. Edwards is a man who is an incredible author, and I love him. He is a longtime Rosicrucian who has written a book called Spiritual Laws that govern humanity and the universe. And I love that book so much. I keep reading it over and over again, and I use it very often for my morning meditations. In the spiritual group that we're in, the topic for today is forgiveness, so I decided to talk a little bit on that theme. And I'll be very quick. There are 6 essential steps to the art of forgiveness, according to Mr. Lonnie Edwards. And I find it to be true. I'll share those 6 steps to forgiveness with you. And during this time, take the time to evaluate your current situation, evaluate your life, evaluate the way that you handle forgiveness, and let's see if it works for you too. The first step is to have an honest desire and commitment to forgive. It has a lot to do with the way you feel physically. And I can tell you that if you are still feeling a little bit sick when you see someone, when you feel anxious if they pass by, if you can't sleep well at night, if those little notes of resentment start rising up in your stomach when they're around you, it could be an indicator that you have not completely committed to forgiveness as yet. So it's not bad. It's a sign that you're alive, and it's a sign that you have work to do. So don't be alarmed, don't be worried, don't beat yourself up, but don't neglect the work that you have to do to try to forgive that person. So the first step, step 1, is commitment. And the second step is to visualize cosmic light and love in the person who has offended you, as well as the situation that you have been put in. It is the ability to see with more than just your human eyes. It's the ability to perceive more than you can perceive with the eyes that are in your head. It is the ability to see through the eyes of what we would call God. It's the ability to embrace that there's a higher purpose to everything and everyone that passes through your life. And even the situations that are challenging, the interactions that you rather have never had to deal with, the interactions that make you feel worthless, that make you feel like you're not sure who you are anymore. All of those things are lessons for you to grow and for you to evolve. It doesn't make sense being mad at the people and situations that have come to grow you. You have to be able to see a different level of light and love in those situations and those people that have brought challenging issues to your life. It's not to do with to avoid them, to resent them, or make them feel small, or try to get back at them, or to try to make them feel guilty. What's the sense of feeling guilty when you can just change? You are not the doer. You're not the doer. You're not the one who is designed to make them feel guilty, and you're not the one who is going to force them to change. The best that you can do is inspire them by living a pure and healthy life. And that comes with being able to see cosmic light and love in every person and every situation. It's for you to not see them as this peasant that you need to bend down and dig deep into the dirt and into the muck to say, oh, I forgive you, sweet peasant. The king has forgiven you. The queen has forgiven you. No, it's the ability to see that every other human around us also has that light inside of them. And that light is not exclusive to you alone. And that light is present in every situation, every interaction, every relationship. It's not just in people. It's present in every single living being that's on this earth. Every single living thing has a desire to exist, has a desire to evolve. And that's how you find cosmic light. That's how you see things with the eyes of God. So that's step 2. So the first step is to have an honest desire and commitment to forgive. And the second step is to be able to see everything and everyone through the eyes of God by seeing cosmic light in everything. It is to accept and acknowledge that God is inside of you as well as inside of everybody else. And the third step is to seek cosmic understanding of the person and the situation. It's to find meaning in the meaningless, to find order in the chaos, to be able to see higher and higher, to soar upwards like an eagle, for you to see a bird's eye view of everything. We on the ground, we can only see things from the perspective of where we are. I'm in this balcony and I can only see the banister, I can only see over into the courtyard, I can only see probably the beach. But if I soar up like an eagle, I can see everything. I can see everything in relation to everything else. And to seek cosmic understanding is to rise your spirit higher and higher so that you can perceive more and more and see more interconnectedness and more purpose in what seems to be chaotic, in what seems to be meaningless. And to see that this particular situation, that this person who has apparently hurt you actually has a purpose in your life, and that you have a purpose in their life as well. And so the next step now is this is the hardest step. This is the step that gives a lot of people a lot of problems. And it's the step that takes people sometimes years to overcome. Some people die never really completing this step. But it is to accept full responsibility, not partial, but full responsibility in your role in bringing this situation about. Now that's going to be a very difficult view of life that could probably take you a lifetime to master. And that's okay as long as you keep trying hard. You need to know that the law of cause and effect is always, always, always at play. Nothing enters your life without the law of cause and effect permitting it, and without the law of cause and effect playing a part. And what you also need to know is that sometimes these things happen from outside of your current lifetime. Now, without going into that too much, you need to know that no situation enters your life without a cause. And much of what you see is the effect. But as long as you live in purpose, you are living in control of the causes. And that is what it means to have power. You don't have to be a victim of your circumstances, and you don't have to be a victim of the things that happen to you. I am not saying that you are the cause, for example, of the wind that I'm experiencing right now. But you can choose how to react to the wind, and that's another cause. If you just react to the wind without choosing, then you are living in effect mode, which makes you powerless. The same happens to the relationship. So when a storm comes by, when somebody enters your life and they cause a storm, your reaction to that person entering your life is you making your own causes. It's for you to not be a victim of the effects of somebody else's influence on your life path. You can always choose at any time the role that you allow others to play in your life. And that's step 4, is to accept full responsibility for having set into motion exactly what has happened to you. Full responsibility. It may not be your fault, but it is your full responsibility. All right? So, step 5, and this one is also hard, but it's very simple. It's to forgive yourself. When you do find responsibility, when you do find that some of the issues that you're dealing with is actually caused by you, some of us sit and we beat up ourselves for eternity. We allow ourselves to be beating up ourselves for eternity. We live until we are old, guilty and regretful of the things that we have chosen to do. Why feel guilty when you can just change? Change. You don't have time to feel guilty. Just change. There is no room for guilt. Only growth. You don't have time to feel guilty because you're keeping yourself from the work that you were placed on this earth to do by spending all of your energy trying to feel guilty. Okay, there is a saying that goes, charity begins at home. Forgiveness also begins at home. When you learn to forgive yourself, only after doing that can you be good at forgiving others. You will always have trouble releasing the pain and hurt that somebody else has introduced into your life if you have trouble releasing the pain and hurt that you have introduced to yourself. You need to learn to forgive yourself. And step 6 is the final area, and that is to let go. Let go. Allow yourself to be free. Allow yourself to continue growing and evolving in this life. There's no reason to tie yourself or to anchor yourself to past experiences. If you do that, you are wasting the breath that is inside of you. The art of forgiveness ends with letting go. Letting go that occurrence is not forgetting that occurrence. Letting go of it is telling yourself and telling the world and telling the cosmic that you will no longer be ruled or enslaved by past experiences. It gives you infinite potential to improve. If you find yourself anchoring yourself to past experiences, you are anchoring yourself to a past life. You are anchoring yourself to all the decisions. It prevents you from improving and changing and making the necessary steps that you need to make to have a fantastic and enjoyable life. If you feel like you need to spend the rest of your life in penance for something that you did, or somebody else needs to live the rest of their life in penance for something that they did to you, then you will be unable to embrace new relationships. You'll be unable to embrace right relations. You'll be unable to embrace the new things that are waiting for you in your beautiful new life. It's right around the corner. And you can only go in as soon as you let go. Hopefully this was helpful. And I love you very much. Bye.